Now we'll continue with our tutorial. We have placed two doors. Now we're going to place internal doors for the offices. So here we're going to use the door. Here we'll just use a single flush 2.1 or 900 20 2-meter height. So we'll place it here. Typically it will be open out inside. So I'll just place it here. It's much better. You can see there's also a dimension which from the column, if that is the dimension you want. Or what we can do is take escape trace, set a model line. Let's say if you want 1 or 1 meter for distance, or 900 from the wall, from the column. Then let's copy this from the grid line. So it will be typical for 900 from the column itself. So let's place the model line first. This is the thing that we have done. Actually, we have an accidentally selected floor level, which we haven't pinned down. So it's accidentally moved. So these things happens if you are not familiar or new in Revit. So this is the floor. So let's just undo it first. So we go back. So we will have it at the bottom. Now let's select this floor and pin it so we cannot move it. So anyway, even we try to select it now, it won't move. Let's say we move it. It shows you a warning, cannot be moved, can't move pin and move. So now let's copy this. Select the grid line. This is the model line, our reference line. Copy again. If you want multiple, you have to check this multiple checkbox. Set it as multiple. We're going to do this until we get familiar with placing objects and correctly in the correct setting up. We can use the model line. Now we're going to go to the door. Let's change it to 915 and 2.1 meter. So I'll be placing the edge of the door so let's move it so we can place it the edge, because now the insertion point of the door is in the midpoint. So let's copy this. That is why we place the model line. We can use it as our reference. Later on, all the walls that we have is correctly set out. Again, let's use another door. Let's move the orientation. Just if you want to rotate the orientation, just press space bar. Then it will be positioned in a different orientation. So let's move this, select reference point and select the model line. Then we'll select this again and then copy. Okay. Now let's erase all this model line. Click escape twice. Now you see that even the pin elements we still can select. So in order to avoid that, it's like locking it in place. We need to see this icon below, which is the pin and the arrow. Let's click it. It will be X, means you cannot select the pinned element. So you're only allowed to select those all active elements. So like the grid line is a pin element, you cannot move it. So it doesn't interfere with your selection of the elements that you want to modify. Now we're going to go straight and place some windows. Let's say let's use whatever windows we have now. Just place it. It's 1.4 by 1.8. Typically, the sill height is the bottom of the window to the floor level. So let's set it as 1.2 meter. Then we can place the windows. Now we're just going to eyeball it, place it. Let's say you want 2 windows. Later we can move it in the correct dimensions or locations that we like. Now it's positioned here. We can also have the seat. We can now also see the dimensions from the wall or from the column. So if that is not the reference you want your window to place, we can add some model line just to reposition it and finalize the location. So now let's go back to architecture, select model. Let's say my line will be around from this wall. I want about 1.5 from this wall or 2.5 from this internal wall. So that will be our model line. Now let's move this from the center and select the reference. So that will move it to the correct place or correct reference. Let's say from here we need also again 1.5. You can do copy or offset. Let's go to modify. Here we can offset it. Offset. Select this. We have 1000. Let's say we have to offset it to 2 meters. Select the copy, so we'll create a copy. Now let's move this. Select the window. Move it into position. Now if you want to add in another one, let's offset again. Then let's copy. So now it's positioned as per our dimension, but we'll just try to center it later. This is just to show how you to use a reference model line to properly set the position of the windows. If you look in 3D, you can see that now we have a door in front and at the back, door inside the interior offices with windows. Next, we're going to place a floor level here, but for now we're not going to do that, just so we can see inside. So that is how to place some doors and windows and use some of the commands, basic commands in Revit.